And welcome back to day 170 of your daily deck review. And the deck that we're taking a look at today is the Orbit Cardistry-Con Second Edition playing cards. So, no further ado, take a look, see what we get. Here we have the Orbit Cardistry-Con Second Edition playing cards here, in a matte finish tuck box here. And the base color for the tuck box here is like a mint, kind of like lighter green kind of colorway here. You've got a white border here. Then you got orbit right there with a little bit of an orbit circle there. You got some like stars here at the top. No, you got some like birds, if it'll focus. Those white specks are birds. They're flying in the sky. And down here you got a little beach with some sand with the water, and then you got kind of like the city, not the skyline, but a city line of San Diego, California there. On the side it says Cardistry-Con Second Edition playing cards. The other side has some corporate information like the distributed by Orbit World, Fremont, California, made in the USA, designed by Daniel Schneider. On the bottom you got the Orbit logo here, and this time you got it with a boat there. On the back you got a sneak peek of that back design. On the top you just got 23 there. On the inner tuck flap here it says, the deeper you gaze into the cosmos, the harder it is to look back, persist, and endure. And then on the inner tuck flaps here, it's just that kind of like mint, kind of lighter green colorway there. If we take the cards out of the box, on the inside of the tuck flap here, like the tuck flap here, you got more of that like water, and then you got the sand here, and it says at the Orbit deck, for their Instagram there. And then the rest of the inside of the tuck box here is like that like sandy kind of colorway there. So it's kind of like the sand underneath the water there. So you got like the beach, kind of like sand on the inside of the tuck box there. And then at the bottom, if it'll focus in, it's not going to focus, will it? Oh, we can kind of see it there. Right? Yeah, no. Anyways, it says, we are Orbit. They're at the bottom. Oh, you can kind of, yeah, you got the idea of it, because it's not going to focus, I guess. Because of the lighting. There. Anyways, yep, there's the inside tuck box. It says we are Orbit at the bottom. And now that we took a look at the tuck box, time to take a look at the cards. And first we'll start with that back design here. Here we have a one-way back design with the standard white border going around. Then you got that iconic Orbit circle there in the middle. There's like little person there on each side there. And you kind of got like a city line or cityscape. Or not like a skyline, but like a city line. I forget what it's called. But you got the city there of San Diego, California. You got the water there with some boats, and then you kind of got a little like, sandy area, like a little beach, with two people there, kind of like looking out into the city there. Then you got up here, you got like the moon. You got the moon there with some clouds, and then you got some like birds there, like seagulls there. And it is a one-way back design. So if you flip the design over, then it would be upside down there. So they are not the same in both directions. So if you shuffle this, then the cards could get up all mixed up, like up and down and stuff like that. Now that we took a look at the back design, now take a look at the cards you get with the deck. And what's kind of cool about these Jokers, they don't say Joker on them, but if I do this, one card has Greetings from Cardistry, and the other one says Con, San Diego, 2022. So these cards are from 2022. And if you put them together, it kind of makes like a postcard here. Let me just put those cards down for a minute. Yeah, if you put the cards together, you kind of got like a bigger image of the back design there. And it says Greetings from Cardistry-Con San Diego 2022. So you got a larger picture of the beach and the water there and the city there. So a more up close picture, just like a postcard there, which is kind of unique to see. And I really like that kind of like idea. I like the little jokers there. And then for the other two cards here, you get an extra 8 of spades there. And then you got a double backer of the back design there. Now time for that custom ace of spades here. You got that classic Orbit ace of spades there. You got that ace of spades design, the Orbit spade design there. And then you got the astronaut there, looking out into the city of San Diego, California there. And that says We Are Orbit, and then their website there at the bottom, and 23. And for the rest of the spades here, they are custom, the Orbit spade design there. So they are that classic kind of like Orbit design there for the spades. Then you got the Jack, Queen, and King of spades here. They are not standard court cards here. They're in like a blue, the light blue and white colorway there. And some of the faces have custom faces here, like as of actual people there. So they are custom court cards. Even though they look semi like standard, but they are custom. Then you got the custom diamond there, like the bigger kind of like diamond there with the not so perfect edges there. And that design goes throughout the rest of the diamonds, that orbit style once again. Then we got the Jack, Queen, and King of diamonds once again. The Jack, Queen, and King. Slightly standard, kind of like, they're not the, I don't think they're the bicycle kind of like standard court cards, but they're pretty standard looking. Then you got the custom faces for like the Jack and the Queen there, of the actual like people's faces. And then it's showing that like, I call it blue I think, but like that greenish kind of like and white colorway there. And then for the clubs here, you got a pretty standard club, but still custom at the same time. Then you got the custom, but still standard kind of looking court cards there with the custom faces for each of the court cards there. And they're still in that greenish and white colorway there. And you got that kind of slightly custom spade design there. I mean, club design. And then lastly, the hearts here, Jack, Queen, and King of hearts. They got a pretty standard looking heart design, but still that custom orbit kind of like style there. And the court cards here, Jack, Queen, and King in that green and white colorway with those custom faces of actual people. And I can't name them off because I don't know them, like who they are at this moment. And then the rest of the hearts here, there's that orbit design style there. And now that we took a look at the cards, time to test the handling. And first we'll start with the springs. Well, I gotta say, the springs are nice and like smooth there. You'll have no trouble springing these. The cards are nice and bendy. They've got a lot of flex to them. There's no stiffness to them whatsoever. They're nice in like a thinner stock of card. So I have no real issues springing the cards. Now on to the fans. And if you flip the cards over, I'm pretty sure there might be like you get a little bit of a different design. Not like crazy, but there's a slight different design because of the little sand there. Well, as you can see, they spread nice and evenly here. There's no stickiness or clumpiness to the cards. You can see most of the pips and numbers here. Nice and smooth and consistent. Now time for the Pharaoh. You got a pretty smooth Pharaoh there. I didn't really have to push them together. They interlock and weaved almost flawlessly, except for that one card in the middle. It's out of place. Now time for a giant fan of the back design. Now time for the reverse Pharaoh. And the reverse Pharaoh is slightly more smoother than the other way, but they were pretty both still pretty smooth there. And they interlocked and weaved flawlessly there. Now time for a giant pan of the faces. And now time for the riffle shuffle or bridge shuffle. And this is where the cards are going to get mixed up, so the back design is not going to be facing all the same way anymore. They're going to get mixed up. I can tell you right off the bat, these cards are the riffle shuffles here, bridge shuffles, are not the smoothest thing ever. They still riffle and bridge, which is nice, but they're not like the smoothest. So I gotta do a couple before they start breaking in. So that one was more smoother than the first one I did. So they're getting smoother over time, which is nice that they'll get smoother over time. So the riffle shuffles and bridge shuffles are pretty smooth now. Just note at the beginning, when you first start riffling these, that they will be slightly clumpy, but after like 3 or 4, then they start to break in and get more smoother there. Now time for a few packet cuts. Well, the packet cuts feel nice and smooth there. I had this like, and then nice and smooth, and the cards feel kind of smooth too. Like, I don't know, it was just me when I'm handling the cards, but the cards feel like they have like, they just feel smoother and different, which is nice. And they handle fantastic. And they don't feel like they're going to slide out of your hands too much. But any deck of cards could slide out of your hands. And just some slide out more than others. And some, and they're kind of new out of the box. Like still pretty new. And they don't feel like sliding out of your hands, which is nice. Now on to the one-handed cut or Australia cut. Now on to the dribble. So when the cards are face up for the dribbles, they're more of a softer dribble. And they slide in your hands kind of like faster. But still pretty smooth. And then when you flip the cards over, you got more of like a thicker grip. It's because you don't really like. It's because you're mostly using the cards this way and bending them like this way and stuff. We don't really bend them this way, like upside down. They have more of a thicker kind of grip to them. But equally as smooth. Now time for the spread fan. And lastly, spread the cards on the table. Well, I gotta say, Orbit has outdone themselves once again with a nice, great, and fantastic deck of cards here. You get that classic Orbit style for the faces here, and the custom, like, matching colorway to the tuck box there for the core cards. Like that, like, lighter green color, the same as the tuck box there. And you got those custom faces of his, like, friends that he knows. Faces there within the core cards there. And then you got that one-way back design. Not a huge fan of one-way back designs, but this one's still fantastic looking nonetheless there. And my favorite part of the deck has to be with the jokers here. They don't say jokers here, but it is that, like, the greetings from Cardistry-Con, like the little postcard kind of design there for the jokers there, which is really unique. I like to see that. But with that being said, oh yeah, and the handling is fantastic. There's no issues with the handling that I found. I found them to be nice and smooth here. No clumpiness or stickiness to them. They don't feel like they're going to slide out of your hands too much. And it feels like they have some kind of unique, like, feel and, like, finish to the cards. Like, that could just be me. No issues with the handling. And you got that fantastic design once again. And with that being said, I hope you enjoyed. This has been day 170 of your daily deck review. This has been the Cardistry-Con Second Edition playing cards. And I'm the Canadian Card Collector, signing out. That's